God says He will never speak to you again if you ignore Him now. A big and serious tragedy is coming your way. God is trying to protect your life. You will receive $777 million into your bank account. Listen carefully, because this is not something to overlook or scroll past. This is not something to ignore or think is unimportant. If you are reading this message right now, it is not by accident or chance. God's voice is reaching you at this very moment with a warning, promise, and a choice that only you can make. There is something urgent He needs you to hear, and if you skip this message now, you are turning away from the very hand that is trying to protect you. You are standing at the edge of something that could change your entire life forever. If your heart is open and ready to receive this, commenting, God is not silent today. He is speaking louder than ever before, but your distractions, your doubts, and your delays may stop you from hearing what He is desperately trying to say to you. Right now, heaven is knocking at your door with a serious message. There is a tragedy that has already started moving toward you, but God is standing between you and that tragedy. He is saying, if you ignore me now, you are stepping away from the shelter I have placed around you. This is not meant to scare you. This is not fear. This is divine truth. God's word is not a game. He is crying out to protect you. But if you refuse to listen to Him now, the result will be much worse than just regret. It will be a loss you cannot take back. God sees things you don't see. He knows what you cannot predict. While you are busy trying to find answers in the world, He has already made a way of protection for you. He has already planned your provision and your escape, but He will not force it on you. His silence will follow the choices you make. If you keep choosing to listen to the world instead of His voice, a day will come when you won't hear Him at all. This is your wake-up call. This is not a coincidence. This is God standing in front of the storm saying, I can still stop this tragedy, but you must not ignore me. If you believe this message is for you, comment 111. God is serious when He says a great tragedy is coming. He is not trying to scare you, but to prepare you. Your days have been full of battles you could not see, but God has covered you again and again in silence. He has given you grace that you did not even notice. But now, He needs your full attention. If you do not listen now, that covering may be taken away. This shows how serious this situation is. This is not just about hardship or difficulties. This is about your survival, your soul, and your destiny. There is still time to change your path. If you have been distant from God, come back now. If you have doubted Him, look again with new eyes. If you have been distracted, this is your moment to refocus. God says, return to me now, and I will restore what was broken. But if you ignore Him this time, the tragedy will not miss you. This message is not to condemn you. It is to wake you up. You are still chosen by God. You are still loved by Him, but love that is ignored eventually turns into silence. Do not test God's silence. Do not wait until the pain becomes so great you cry out. Cry out to God now while there is still time to receive mercy. There is a transfer happening in the spirit realm. God is setting up miracles, breakthroughs, and yes, even financial release. The 777 million is not just a random number meant to tempt you. It is a symbol of God's divine abundance. God can bless whoever He chooses, and right now He is pointing to you. But His blessings come through obedience, not through treating His words like background noise or entertainment. If you treat what God says as noise, you will miss the inheritance He has prepared for you. If you walk away when God is speaking, you will end up wandering into the very thing He was trying to protect you from. This is not about wishing for wealth or dreaming of easy money. This is about being in alignment with God's plan. The number 777 is complete, holy, and has the scent of heaven on it. God is preparing a miraculous overflow for the person who trusts Him fully, who listens even when things don't make sense, and who surrenders even when it feels scary. Your bank account may not look ready for this right now, but your faith is the key that will open the door. Your obedience is what grants you access to the blessing. Your attitude and posture before God determine how much heaven will pour into your life. Do not say it is too late, because God owns time. He can change your story overnight in an instant. If this message is stirring your spirit, do not ignore it. Do not push the feeling down or pretend it is not there. This is not a moment to be passive. God is warning you because He loves you. He is offering you more than money. He is offering you restoration, peace, healing, clarity, and direction. But He is also holding the key to supernatural provision. If you truly believe this, like this video now, it is not about the number of clicks or views. It is a step of agreement, a move that says, I believe you, God. I choose you above everything else. God sees your bank account. He sees your stress and worry. He sees the silent tears you have cried over bills, debts, delays, and disappointments. He knows the fear that wakes you up in the middle of the night. But He also knows the exact day He has marked for your breakthrough. He is saying, don't ignore me now, because the door is opening, and I want you to walk through it with me. God's word never returns empty. If He says He is about to release 777 million, He means it. It may not come as literal cash right away, but it will come in ways that are more than you imagined. It will be enough to overflow your life, to transform your circumstances, and to give you a testimony that brings glory to Him. You have been faithful when it was hard. You held on even when everything told you to give up. That was not wasted. Heaven remembers, but you cannot stop here. You must stay aligned with God, because just ahead, there is a miracle already moving in motion. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not too broken for God to use. You are His child. He is calling you now. He is saying, if you ignore me now, you may miss everything I have been preparing for you. Keep your heart open. Keep your ears tuned to my voice. The enemy wants to distract you now more than ever, because he knows what is coming. That is why the battles in your mind have been so intense. That is why your thoughts have been spinning. That is why your peace has felt so far away. Because the enemy knows the blessing is near, but God is stronger than the enemy. His promise is louder than the lies the enemy tells you. His presence is greater than your fear, and His plan is still unfolding. If you trust this message, comment 222. A neuroscientist says, yes, a 9. Word script, long hidden deep inside government files, can activate a prehistoric brainwave that pulls money into your life faster. This breakthrough is already under legal threat and could disappear at any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it is deleted forever. God will not let you fall if you stay close to Him. He will not let you drown if you keep your eyes fixed on Him. He has been walking with you through every storm, every loss, and every setback. He has held your hand when you didn't even know He was there. But now, He is calling out louder. He is warning you because He loves you. He is preparing you because He is about to deliver. But you have to say yes. You have to stay. You have to believe. God is not just offering money. He is offering restoration, freedom, joy, and a legacy that lasts. You have asked for a sign. This is it. You have waited for a word. This is it. You have prayed for change. This is it. Do not delay. Do not scroll past this message. Do not pretend you didn't see it. God sees everything, and He is still offering mercy right now. God said, if you ignore me now, I will no longer speak to you. That is not anger. That is sadness. That is the pain of a father who has called again and again, but was ignored. God is not abandoning you. He is showing you how serious this is. When God warns, it is never empty. His word carries weight. If He says a tragedy is coming, then it is already moving closer. But just like in the days of Noah, God prepares His children before the storm comes. He gives them a way out, a way up, and a way through. Right now, that way is Him. If you want to declare your faith in God's promise, comment 3. 733. You might wonder how something so big could really happen, how a number like 777 million could be part of your life. But God's economy is not like the world's. When God blesses, He does not just meet your needs, He overflows them. He doesn't do small miracles for those with big faith. He pours out heaven's fullness. The 777 million is not just about numbers or digits. It is about abundance. It is about completeness. It is about the kind of favor that makes no sense to the world, but makes all the sense in heaven. God wants to place you in places you could never ask for. He wants to bring you into circles where your name was never meant to be. He wants to surprise even your own doubts, but you must stay under His covering. That is where the miracle lives. That is where the promise unfolds. That is where the 777 million begins to become real. And don't be confused. This is not hype or empty talk. This is heaven's instruction. You are standing in a valley of decision. Will you listen now, or will you ignore this message and try to do it all on your own? Because God will not fight for your attention forever. He will wait for your answer. And if your answer is silence, silence will come back to you. You have had moments before where you felt something was about to change. You felt the spiritual battle grow stronger, and then everything seemed to fall apart. But what you didn't see was how close you were. The enemy saw it and panicked. That is why he sent chaos. That is why people turned against you. That is why your mind was attacked. Because the enemy knew what was coming. But God never stopped preparing for it. He has been holding it, guarding it, and waiting until you were ready. Now God is saying, don't turn away. Don't scroll past this message. I am about to release what the enemy tried to kill. Your name has been spoken in heaven. God has written down every prayer, every tear, and every time you kept trusting when it hurt. He has not forgotten. The release that is coming is not just for you. It is for the generations after you. It is for the ones you have been praying for. That child you worry about, that marriage you have been carrying, that dream that feels lost. It is all part of what God is about to restore, but it starts with your choice right now. God does not beg, but He does plead. He pleaded through the prophets. He pleaded through the cross. He pleaded through His Spirit. And now He pleads through this message. Don't shut the door on Him. Not when He is standing in the gap for you. Not when He is shielding you from a tragedy you can't even see coming. You are not hearing this by chance. Heaven arranged every second to meet you here, to reach you here, to stop you before it's too late. If you are ready to receive what God has for you, comment 5. You have no idea how many attacks God has already stopped for you. You think you have struggled, but you don't know how many traps the enemy set that never even reached you. Not because you were lucky, but because God's hand was over you. Now God is asking, will you let me continue to protect you? Will you trust me even when it is hard? Or will you go your own way and walk into what I was trying to save you from? God does not exaggerate. If He says He will stop speaking to you, He means it. If He says a tragedy is coming, believe it. If He says He is preparing a financial release that will shock you, then you better position yourself to receive it. Don't just believe in God's judgment. Believe in His mercy too. He is not only warning you about what could go wrong. He is inviting you into what is about to go right. But the price of ignoring Him now is too high. You will lose the very thing you have been praying for. You will delay the promise again. You will give the enemy ground that God has already won for you. But you can choose to be different. You can stay in His presence. You can listen. You can surrender. And when you do, the same God who parted seas, raised the dead, and fed thousands with just scraps will open the gates of heaven over your life. God has no limits. He has no shortage. What He wants to give you is more than you can imagine, and it's not just money. It is peace that cannot be shaken. It is joy that cannot be stolen. It is favor that opens every door. you are still standing on the edge of a divine interruption. Everything can change in a moment. Don't miss your moment. God is serious. This message is not for everyone. It is for those who choose Him, for those who fear Him, for those who don't just ask for blessings but long for His presence. That is where the miracle lies. That is where the 777 million becomes real. That is where the tragedy will be stopped. You cannot see what is around the corner. You cannot see the battle that has already started in the unseen. But God can. He has already fought for you in silence. He has already stopped what the enemy thought would destroy you. But this next step, this one, you must take with Him. You need to respond, because if you ignore this, you will not just feel lost. You will feel abandoned, and that will not be because God left you, but because you left Him when He was trying to help you. Do not harden your heart now. Comment 1, 2, if you know you were meant to hear this message. Could your brain be the reason you are still struggling financially? Scientists have just confirmed that a 9-word sentence hidden deep in your subconscious might be blocking money from coming into your life. But now you have the chance to reverse it. Say these 9 simple words, and from today on, wealth will begin to follow you everywhere you go. But you have to hurry because the government might take this secret away any minute now. If you want to unlock this blessing, click the link in the description or comments before this message disappears forever. There is a door right in front of you, but it only opens through obedience, not through your talent, not through your hard work or hustle, and not because of favor from other people. This door opens only when you listen carefully to God's voice when He speaks to you. And today, He is speaking very clearly and loudly. He is telling you, I am sending you something you never asked for, something you never expected, and it is going to bless you more than you can imagine. But if you ignore me now, you will miss out on it. The number 777 million is not just about money. It is about something much bigger. It is about your purpose in life. It is about setting you up to live the life God made you for. It is about giving you what you need to complete your assignment on this earth, helping other people, and building things that truly matter. But all of this depends on whether you hear God or not. It depends on whether you respond to Him or reject Him. It depends on whether you keep pretending you are too busy or whether you finally fall to your knees and say, Speak, Lord, I'm here and I'm listening. Because what is coming next is not for those who are half-hearted. This blessing is for the ones who have fully surrendered themselves to God. It is for the people who are willing to give up comfort and choose obedience instead. It is for those who stop chasing their own plans and start following God's timing. God is not hiding from you. He is standing right in front of you, waiting for you. But you have been distracted. You have been tired. You have been numb. And God understands all of that. That is why He is giving you one more chance to wake up before pain wakes you up instead. He wants you to come to Him willingly, not because you are forced through suffering. But if you continue to choose the world and its ways, the world will eventually break you. He is saying, Come now while it is still easy, before the storm makes you run in fear. There is a big shift coming in your life, and deep inside you can feel it. Something is moving in a way you cannot explain. Deep down, you know that today is not just like any other day. Today is different. That's because heaven is moving, God is moving, angels are being sent to fight for your soul, to fight for your family, and to fight for your future. But when you stay silent, it weakens the power of those angels. When you don't believe, it delays your breakthrough. You must respond. You must say, Yes, Lord, I choose you again. You were never meant to live in fear. You were never created to live a small life, barely surviving and calling that peace. God made you for more than that. That is why this message is coming with so much importance and weight, because everything God made you for is still waiting for you, but time is running out. You have settled for just surviving, but God is calling you into a life of abundance. You have settled for confusion and not knowing what to do, but He wants to give you clear vision and understanding. You have said enough to your current life, but God wants to show you what true overflow looks like. If you believe God's overflow is coming soon, comment 777. Don't ever think for 1 second that this is only about money. The 777 million is not just a random number. It is a sign from heaven. It is a message that says, I have more for you than you have ever dared to ask for. This is God's way of telling you, I am not limited by anything. I own everything. And if I choose to bless you with more than you expect, who can stop me? But the condition for receiving this blessing is still the same. You must stay close to God. You must not ignore Him or skip Him when He speaks to you. God has seen you fight battles quietly. He has watched you keep showing up even when life felt heavy and hard. He has seen your faith shake at times, but He has also seen that your faith never fully died. Now He is ready to reward you, but this reward does not come cheaply. It requires full surrender. It requires you to stop running back to the things God has told you to leave behind. It requires you to stop listening to the voices that speak against God's word. You cannot serve two masters. You must choose one. The enemy is clever and sneaky. He doesn't always come to you in obvious ways. Sometimes he shows up as delay, distraction, or emotional numbness. He whispers lies like, you can come back later. You are too tired now. But God is telling you the exact opposite. He says, come now, because later might be too late. Don't let the enemy trick you into staying silent. Don't let him convince you that God's promises are not meant for you. They are meant for you, they always have been, but they only start working when you step out in faith. You are closer to your breakthrough than you think. You are closer to healing than you realize. You are closer to restoration than you have believed. You are closer to the doors that were once locked than you ever imagined. But it's not just about being close. It's about being ready. God doesn't open doors for people who are not prepared. This message, this warning, is part of your preparation. God is telling you in advance so you can move with wisdom, so you can avoid the tragedy and walk straight into your breakthrough without having to suffer more pain. Many people have missed their chance. They were too busy chasing the wrong things. They were too caught up in what others thought about them. They were too numb from disappointment. But you don't have to be one of those people. You can be the person who says yes while others say later. You can be the one who believes even when it is hard. You can be the one who stays when others walk away. And when your blessing comes, when the storm finally passes, when your bank account is full and your heart is whole, you will know it was because you didn't skip God when He called you. You are chosen, you are marked by God, you are deeply loved, but God will not keep repeating Himself forever. His silence is not something you want to experience, because when God goes quiet, darkness gets louder. That is not where you want to live. You want to live in a place where God's voice still leads you. You want to live under His hand that protects you. You want to live where His Spirit guides you. You want to live under the open heavens He is preparing for you. You cannot afford to walk away from God right now, not in this season, not when the enemy has already surrounded your life with traps, not when the tragedy God warned you about is already on its way. The only reason that tragedy has not hit you yet is because God is holding it back. But if you ignore God now, His hand of protection will be lifted, and you will have to face something you were never meant to carry alone. You have already seen what happens when you try to live life without God. Don't make the same mistake again. Don't think this is just another message on your screen. This is a lifeline. If you know God is speaking directly to your heart right now, comment 999. Why did 185 people suddenly become financially free last month? Because they discovered a strange sentence just 9 words long. buried deep in neuroscience research and once hidden by the FBI. Now they are paying off debts, traveling the world, and living in homes they never thought they could afford. If you are seeing this message, consider yourself lucky, but hurry. The page could disappear any second now. Click the link in the description and comments to learn this secret before it is deleted forever. The world around you will never understand how God moves. They will say it's just coincidence, just emotion, or just imagination. But they do not know what you have prayed in the dark. They do not know the nights you have cried and begged God for a sign. This is it. This is God pulling back the curtain to show you how closely He is involved in your life. Even when you felt forgotten, He never left your side. Even when your prayers seemed to echo into silence, He heard every single word. And now He is answering you, not with soft comfort, but with a call to action. This is your moment of crossing over, just like the Israelites at the edge of the Red Sea. You are standing in a place where everything seems impossible, but that is exactly where God shows up with power. God doesn't need perfect conditions or easy paths. He needs your faith. He needs you to say yes. He needs your full surrender. Because when you choose God above everything else, heaven responds. The sea will part. The tragedy will turn away, and the 777 million that God has already prepared for you will begin to come into your life. But hear this clearly. The 777 million is not a fantasy. It is not a scam. It is not a trick or an illusion. It is divine provision set aside for someone who is fully aligned with heaven's priorities. God will never bless rebellion or disobedience. He will not reward a heart that is only half committed, a heart that tries to live in two worlds at once. You have been trying to live with one foot in God's presence and one foot in the world. That must end today, because what God is about to release can only be carried by those who have fully surrendered. You cannot carry God's promise and your pride at the same time. You must choose. You have come too far to let fear speak louder than your faith. You have fought too hard to give up now. The reason the pressure has been getting stronger is that your breakthrough is getting closer. The enemy knows what is about to break open for you, and he is doing everything he can to distract you. He uses people, pain, and exhaustion to pull you away. But what the enemy didn't expect is that you are still standing. You still have enough faith left to say, God, I'm listening. And God says, then get ready, because everything is about to change. If you believe your breakthrough is near, comment 1010. Let these words sink deeply into your spirit. God is not just giving you enough to survive. He is positioning you to overflow. He wants you to have enough to fund what matters, to restore what has been broken in your family for generations, and to walk into rooms where your voice has power because it is backed by heaven. To build something great, something others have only dreamed about, you must first come fully back to God. Not just a little, not when it's easy or convenient for you, but right now, with your whole heart and in complete surrender. This is not a moment to wait or to hesitate, because if you delay, the tragedy that is coming will no longer be held back or paused. God is being very honest with you today. This is the final call for some people who have been waiting. You have asked for a clear sign. You have said, God, if this is really you, please make it clear to me. And now here it is. This is the clearest message you will get. God is not hiding or whispering softly anymore. He is speaking loudly and boldly because the time is urgent. He is calling out, come back to me. Let go of everything that is pulling you away from me. Don't skip this moment. I am trying to save you from something that could destroy all that I have planned for your life. His voice is strong and protective. It is full of fierce love. But this voice will not keep repeating itself forever. You don't want to live in a place where God's voice goes silent. You don't want to walk through life without the protection and covering that has kept you safe all this time. Every open door you've walked through, every second chance you've been given, Every blessing you did not deserve, it has all come from Him. And if you ignore Him now, you will be stepping into a life where those moments become only memories, not miracles. Don't let that happen to you. Choose God now, even if it means giving up comfort, even if it costs you the approval of others. Choose Him while there is still time. You were born for more than just struggle. You were made for more than simply surviving, and God is ready to show you this truth. He is ready to pour out a favor on you that only heaven can give. This favor will confuse your enemies and bring peace and comfort to your soul. But you must be in the right place to receive it. You must be still and listen. You must be obedient because the moment is here. It is too sacred to ignore, too urgent to delay, and too real to doubt. Your story is far from over. Your best days are not behind you. Actually, God has been saving the most powerful and amazing part of your life for right now. What He is about to do will silence every lie you have ever believed, erase every regret, and open doors you didn't even know existed or that you never tried to open. But don't miss this because you were too distracted or too busy to notice. Stay focused and be present. Heaven is speaking to you, and heaven doesn't waste words. God has made this very clear. If you skip Him now, He will not speak to you again. This is not meant to scare you or push you into obedience by fear. It is meant to open your eyes. You have been asking for guidance, answers, and breakthrough, but you have been ignoring the one who holds all those things. God is not being cruel. He is being honest with you. He knows the weight of what is coming ahead. He knows the tragedy that is already forming in the background. He knows the traps the enemy is setting, and He is saying, "Come under my protection now before the storm hits." If you are stepping into His shelter, comment 1515. You have survived things that you never thought you would get through. You have come out on the other side of pain that could have buried you. This is not by accident. God's hand has been on your life the whole time. And now He is ready to bring you into the promise. But this is not just any promise. It is something far greater than what you have ever imagined. The 777 million that God is preparing for you is not only about money or earthly wealth. It is a spiritual sign. It means fullness, completion, and favor from heaven. It means you are stepping into something that your parents, grandparents, and generations before you only prayed for. You are stepping into fulfillment. But don't think that the delays you have experienced mean God is ignoring you. He has not ignored you at all. He has been preparing you all this time. He could not give you this kind of blessing while you were still tied down by fear, while you were still caught in old habits, while you were still seeking approval from places and people God never sent you to. That is why some things fell apart. That is why certain people walked away. That is why some doors closed with a slam, because God would not allow you to walk into a promise you were not ready for. He loves you too much to let you mess up the inheritance He has for you. Could a simple 9-word ritual really be your key to financial freedom? It might sound like a story from a book or a movie, but it is now being confirmed by real science. Researchers from Harvard and documents from the FBI have discovered a hidden center in the brain that, when activated, naturally attracts abundance. This 9-word prayer has already helped more than 19,000 people who were once struggling financially to bring wealth into their lives and live with full abundance. But this secret will not stay online for long. You need to click the link in the description or comments right now to access it before it is deleted forever. This is why God is speaking with such urgency now. You have asked Him to bless you. You have asked Him to expand your life and to use you for His purposes. And He is ready, but if you ignore Him in this moment, your disobedience will cancel out everything your prayers have been asking for. The tragedy God warned you about is not just physical harm or loss. It could also be the destruction of your purpose, the collapse of a promise, or the loss of blessings that were meant to come to you. God is trying to stop this tragedy, but He cannot control your free will. You must choose Him on your own, willingly. You don't need to be perfect. God is not asking for perfection. He is asking for surrender. He is asking for your full attention, your obedience, and your heart. That is the key to unlocking what He has prepared for you. Don't let pride keep you from turning your heart back to God. Don't let shame tell you that you have missed your chance. You have not missed it. But this is the moment where you draw the line. From this moment forward, things will change, for better or worse, depending on the choice you make right now. If you are choosing God above everything else, comment 1717. The reason this moment feels heavy on your heart is because heaven is in it. When God shows up, there is always a weight, a holiness, and a strong pull in your soul. That is what you are feeling right now. It is not anxiety or fear. It is the Spirit of God asking, are you listening now? He is not asking for only a part of you. He is asking for all of you because the blessing He is about to give cannot be carried by a heart that is divided. You have seen people rise and fall. You have watched others walk away from God and end up lost. That will not be your story if you stay close to Him. You will not be another name with potential but no purpose. You will not be another voice that went silent because they refused to surrender. You are different. You are set apart, and that is why this message found you today. Heaven refuses to let you miss this. God's protection has surrounded you even when you walked into danger. You have been shielded more than you realize. And now God is asking, will you stay under my wings, or will you run into the storm without me? The decision is yours, but so are the consequences. God is not a distant or uncaring deity. He is a personal and powerful Father who wants your full attention. Not because He needs it for Himself, but because He knows what happens when you give your attention to the wrong things. The 777 million is already set to be released for you, and no, it is not too big for you. Stop thinking this blessing is only for others. God doesn't choose the most qualified people. Instead, He makes qualified the ones who choose Him. If your heart says yes, God can do more through you in 1 month than you have seen happen in many years. But if you turn your back on Him now, He will respect your choice, and what was once so close will feel like a dream you can never reach. You are standing at a threshold, at a divine tipping point. On one side is fear, delay, and struggle. On the other side is breakthrough, provision, and freedom. The bridge between these two places is the decision you make right now. God has sent this moment to wake you up. He is not here to entertain you. He is here to bring you into a new life. He is saying, this is your chance. Don't let it pass you by. You were born for this moment. You have been refined through challenges for this season, and what God is about to pour into your life will leave people speechless, not for your glory, but for His, so that the world will see what God can do with someone who simply chooses to listen. That is what God is asking from you. That is what He has been waiting for, not your hard work or your performance, but your simple yes. God is not asking you to understand everything right now. He is asking you to trust Him. He is not asking you to figure out the whole plan. He is asking you to follow Him. You have cried out for a sign. You have asked, God, are you even real? Are you listening? And now, here He is, interrupting your moment, your scrolling, your life with a direct message to your soul. This is not just a word of encouragement. This is a holy alarm. The warning is not just for fear, but for your safety, your future, and your promise. If you are saying yes to God right now, comment Amen. You have no idea how close you are to everything shifting in your life. The devil knows it too. That is why the battle has become harder. That is why every part of your life feels under pressure. Your mind, your relationships, your money. All of it is being tested because the enemy senses that your breakthrough is near. He hopes that if he can break your focus, he can delay what is already on the way. But the devil forgot something important. He forgot that you are marked by God. He forgot that God is still fighting for you. He forgot that no one can cancel what God has started in your life except you. This moment is God's way of saying, don't cancel what I have prepared for you. Don't give up on what I have been working on behind the scenes for years to give you. Don't let this be the moment you choose comfort over your calling. God has watched you fight and wrestle. He has seen you carry pain quietly. He has seen you smile, even while under spiritual attack. And now, He is opening a door that has been closed for many generations. You are standing in front of something historic. What comes next will not only bless you, but it will break every curse that has been on your family. But here is the truth, that blessing cannot come if you keep ignoring the one who holds it all. God is not a vending machine. He is not a backup plan. He is the source of everything, the answer to every question, and the one who provides all you need. And this number, 777 million, that you've been hearing about, it's not just some random figure. It's a powerful message about what can happen when heaven breaks into your life in a real way. It's a supernatural release, a sign of what takes place when you fully surrender yourself to God. This kind of favor doesn't make sense if you look only at the natural world. That's why faith is needed to receive it. You might wonder, what do brain surgeons or billionaires know that you don't? This simple 9-word money code, which used to be kept only by the rich and powerful, is now being shared with ordinary people, and the results are incredible. People are seeing sudden bursts of cash, their debts disappearing, and a lifelong burden of stress lifting off their shoulders. But this secret might be taken away at any moment by the government. So, you have to click the link in the description or the comments right now before it's gone forever. You were never meant to figure all this out by yourself. That's why you felt frustrated, and why nothing else has truly satisfied your heart. You've been trying to fix things that only God can fix by using solutions that come from the world. But this promise you've been waiting for doesn't come by working harder or earning it. It opens only when you come close to God with intimacy. You have to return to the heart of God. He's not asking for your money. He's not asking you to be perfect. He's not waiting on you to have a big platform or audience. What He's asking for is your heart. Because when your heart is completely His, the doors that once seemed impossible will suddenly swing wide open. If you trust that your breakthrough is already on its way, then comment 22 now. God hasn't been silent. He's been waiting patiently. He's been waiting for the noise in your life to calm down enough so you can hear His voice. He's been waiting for you to stop running after things that only last a little while, hoping instead for the eternal peace that only He can give. He's waiting for you to finally say, God, I surrender fully to you. The moment you do that, everything changes. The chains that have held you will fall off. The fear that has gripped you will break. The troubles that were threatening to destroy you will back away. The provision and blessings will start flowing. But this all begins only after your surrender. You don't have to prove anything to God. He already knows everything about you. He knew every mistake you would make before you even made it. He saw every doubt you would have before you spoke it. He knew every flaw you tried to hide before you even thought about it. Yet, despite all of that, He still chose you. He still protected you and provided for you. That kind of love is not something you can find anywhere else. It's always available right now if you stop ignoring Him and come close to Him instead. The world will try to give you moments of pleasure, but they won't last. People will promise you peace, but they can't deliver it. Only God can speak directly to your soul in the middle of your hardest storms and say, "Be still." And the storms will obey His voice. That is the God who is calling you right now. That is the God who wants to save your life. That is the God who holds the keys to everything you have been asking for. But He will not give those keys to someone who won't stay close to Him. The next season of your life will not be easy. That is why you must walk into it, protected by God. You need His voice to guide you. You need His Spirit to fill you. You need His Word to steady your steps. And you need His presence more than you need anyone else's approval or opinion. This is the season to choose what truly matters. This is the time to walk away from everything that no longer feeds your faith or helps you grow. This is the season to stop ignoring God. He's giving you one more chance to respond, one more chance to realign your heart with His, one more chance to take what He says seriously, and He won't wait forever, not because He is mean or cruel, but because He is holy. Holiness cannot live in the same place where compromise is allowed. You must decide, will you be all in, or will you miss this moment? God is drawing a clear line. On one side, there is protection, blessing, guidance, peace, and supernatural provision. On the other side, there is silence, confusion, and needless suffering. The only thing standing between these two sides is your yes to Him. God has been patient with you. He has watched you pull away from Him. He has seen the days when your prayers seemed to go unanswered, when they turned into silence. He saw when you questioned everything and wondered if He was even there, and He never turned His back on you. But now He is speaking clearly. If you ignore Him now, He will no longer speak to you. These are not just empty words. This is a line being drawn between your past and your future, between the comfort zone that has kept you stuck and the calling that is waiting to be awakened inside you. If you are choosing to trust God right now, comment 333. There is a breakthrough already moving toward you. The miracle is not waiting on heaven anymore, it's waiting on you. It's waiting on your decision, your surrender, your willingness to listen, even when you don't feel like it. This blessing, the 777 million God has spoken about, is about more than just money. It's about divine establishment in your life. It is the kind of overflow that rebuilds what was lost, restores what was broken, and changes forever what you thought was possible. But this blessing will not come to someone who keeps ignoring God's voice. It requires responsibility. It requires maturity. It requires a heart that says, God, even if I don't understand your timing, I still say yes to you. Because what is coming next will test your foundation. The enemy is preparing a fake path for you to follow. It will look good on the outside, but it leads only to emptiness. It will be wrapped in false promises, shiny distractions, and fake peace. And if you are not firmly rooted in God, you will chase after it. That is why this moment is so important. God is calling you deeper now so you won't fall later. This is not a season to be passive or inactive. This is a season for spiritual war, for worship, and for radical obedience. And that obedience will unlock blessings that no amount of hard work or striving can ever give you. It's not about working harder, it's about bowing lower. It's about making space in your life for God's presence again. It's about clearing away the noise, letting go of pride, and saying, God, I've ignored you before, but I won't do it again. I need you now more than ever. If you are returning to His presence today, comment 555. God knows you have been tired. He knows it's been hard, but He has also seen the quiet strength inside of you that no one else noticed. He saw you show up for others even when no one showed up for you. He saw you forgive people who never said sorry. He saw you pray when all you had left were tears. That kind of faith never went unnoticed. Now, God is saying, because you didn't give up, I'm about to give you more than you ever imagined. But that promise is still connected to a choice. Will you truly follow Him? Will you stop putting Him second in your life? Will you finally give Him your mornings, your time, and your full attention? Because the God who has the power to stop the tragedy you fear is also the God who wants to walk with you every day. He is not only your protection, He is your portion, your peace, your provider, and your home. He is jealous for your time, not because He needs it, but because He knows that without Him, you will lose yourself. He knows that without Him, you will search for meaning in all the wrong places. What makes this moment so sacred is that God is still offering you everything: His presence, His protection, His promises, despite all the times you have delayed. That is grace, that is love, that is mercy in its purest form. You might wonder why the government is so desperate to hide this simple 9-word prayer. A shocking FBI leak has just revealed this prayer is now helping everyday people erase their debt and attract unstoppable wealth. verified by top scientists and backed by Harvard research. This powerful ritual is turning financial stress into a life of abundance. Dream homes, new cars, and luxurious vacations are all becoming possible. But the government could remove this secret at any moment, so click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. But grace is not a permission slip to keep ignoring God. Grace is an invitation to come close while the door is still open. And that door is open right now, but not for long. God has said it clearly. He has made it plain. If you skip him now, he will no longer speak to you. This is not a threat. It is a warning soaked in mercy. It is like a father begging his child not to run into danger. It is like a shepherd calling the sheep away from a cliff. Now, you have to decide. Will you listen? If you walk away from God now, the silence you enter will be heavier than anything you have ever known. Not because God is cruel, but because he respects your choices. He won't force you to stay. He won't chase after a heart that doesn't want him. But for those who choose him now, even after all the delays and doubts, God is ready to pour out blessings that no eye has ever seen and no ear has ever heard. You have been wondering why it feels like everything in your life is closing in on you at once. Why it feels hard to breathe, why one battle ends and another one begins. It's not by chance. It's not just life being difficult. The enemy knows what is at stake. He knows what is about to be released over your life in the spiritual realm. And if he can get you to ignore God, to scroll past this message, to keep living distracted, he will succeed in blocking what is meant for you. But he will fail if you decide to stay. If you finally say, God, I hear you. I'm not ignoring you this time. If you believe this is divine timing and you are ready to receive, comment 111. There is a weight to this season because the harvest is heavy. God is preparing to release blessings that will not only restore everything you lost, but go far beyond it. He is not just healing the broken parts of your life. He is building something new and greater, but he will not build on a weak foundation. He needs your heart to be firmly planted, rooted deep in him, not tossed around by your emotions, not distracted by people, and not confused by doubts. He needs you to be strong in him, because what God is about to do will not only bless you, it will put you right in the center of his powerful work. And that kind of blessing comes with responsibility. You've already seen what life looks like without listening to God. You've tried to make things work on your own. You've chased after approval, comfort, and even temporary peace. But nothing fills the place where God's presence belongs. That ache inside your soul is the sound of his voice calling you home. The pressure you feel is heaven trying to get your attention. God will not compete with your distractions forever. If you keep ignoring him now, don't be surprised when the peace leaves your life, when doors close, and when your sense of direction disappears. But if you stop everything and listen now, if you come before God with a humble heart, not just in your body but with all your heart, he will meet you there, not with judgment but with restoration, not with anger but with healing. God doesn't want you to feel shame about where you've been. He wants you to see that he never stopped waiting for you. Even when you were far away, he kept watching over you. Even when you ignored him, he still whispered to you at night. Even when you turned your back on him, he stayed behind you, ready to catch you. You have no idea how much has been delayed, not because God changed his mind, but because you kept hesitating. But all of that can change right now. With just one act of obedience, one moment of surrender, everything can come back into alignment. You don't have to carry guilt or shame. You just have to say yes. Not a partial yes, not a temporary yes, but a full yes that lasts for your whole life. That is what God is asking for, and he is serious about it because what he is about to release will require trust. It will require faith. It will require you to stay close, closer than ever before. If your heart is saying yes to God right now, comment Amen. The 777 million is a prophetic picture of what God is about to release in this new season. For some, it will come in the form of finances, open doors, and provision. For some, this blessing will come as healing for their bodies and souls, as restoration that reaches through generations, fixing what has been broken in families and communities over many years. For others, it will come in the form of important kingdom work that has been held back, waiting patiently for the right moment to be released. But no matter how it shows up in your life, this blessing will be a clear mark from heaven. It will be a sign, proof beyond doubt, that God has not forgotten you. It will show that He still intends to complete every promise He ever made to you. However, none of these blessings come without one thing: obedience. None of it will come to those who continue to put God second in their lives. That's exactly why His voice is so loud and clear now. That's why the feeling of urgency is so strong. He's not trying to scare you or make you anxious. He's trying to protect the promise He has for your life. If God allows you to walk into this next season without His presence, you won't be able to carry the weight of the blessings coming your way. The blessings will be too heavy, and without Him, they will crush you instead of lifting you up. The new doors that are about to open will overwhelm you if you try to walk through them alone. The exposure that comes with blessings will break you if you're not firmly rooted in His voice. God doesn't want to bless you only to watch you fall apart under the pressure. Instead, He wants to raise you up and place you firmly in the purpose He has for you. But purpose demands something from you. It demands discipline. It demands sacrifice. It requires your full and complete yes. Not just a yes on Sundays or when life is easy, but a yes even in the hard moments. A yes when no one else is watching. A yes when you're tired, discouraged, or don't feel like it. That kind of real surrender is what opens the door for heaven to come down to earth. God is preparing to do something in your life that you haven't seen before. It might even be something you didn't pray for because it's too big for you to imagine. He is about to show you that all the delays you have faced were not punishments or mistakes. They were preparations. He will prove that the pain you went through was not random or meaningless, but necessary for the great work He is about to do. He is going to turn around what the enemy meant for evil and use it all for your good. But if you ignore Him now, if you silence His voice again, you will only delay the very blessing you have been waiting for. This moment right now is your chance to break free from the cycle you have been stuck in. It's time to stop putting God last in your life. Stop only turning to Him when everything falls apart. Choose to live like He is your first love, your center, your everything. Because when God becomes your everything, He also gives you everything you need. God doesn't need anything from you. He's not asking for your attention because He is insecure or lacking. He's asking because He sees the future clearly. He knows the road you're about to walk on. He sees the plans and tricks being set up behind the scenes by the enemy. He understands the invisible spiritual battle raging over your life, and He is telling you, don't go into this next season alone. Don't walk into it blind and unprotected. God's presence is the only thing strong enough to carry you through everything that is coming your way. If you are choosing to walk with Him, comment 777 now. You might be wondering, is it really possible to attract money just by saying some special words? This 9-word prayer, tested and verified by Harvard University and 6 different neuroscience labs, shows that yes, you absolutely can. Many people are using this from their own homes, simply sitting on their couches, and they are seeing unexpected deposits in their bank accounts, their debts being wiped away, and their lives upgrading in ways they never thought possible. It only takes less than 30 seconds to say, but this secret won't be available online for much longer. You need to click the link in the description or the comments right now to get access before it's permanently removed. You may have felt this pull before, that moment when something deep inside you stirred, when you felt called to go deeper with God, but you hesitated. You waited for a better time, a clearer sign, or an easier path. But this is the sign you've been waiting for. This is the moment to step forward. The road ahead may never feel easy, but it will always be worth it as long as God is leading you. God isn't looking for perfection in you. He is looking for surrender. And surrender is something you can give Him right now. No matter what your past looks like, no matter how much pain you carry, no matter how many doubts fill your mind, there is a reason this message is reaching you at this exact time. God has been working behind the scenes for many years, quietly preparing something incredible for you. The release of the 777 million is not just a dream or a fantasy. It is a symbol of fullness, complete restoration, and a blessing so great that it will pour out not only on your life, but also on the generations that come after you. But you have to be in the right position to receive and carry this blessing. Right now, your position depends on your obedience. It doesn't depend on your feelings or your convenience, only your obedience. God is very clear in the Bible about what happens when people listen to Him and when they ignore Him. The pattern is clear. When people listened, they walked through the fire and didn't get burned. When they ignored Him, the fire destroyed everything in their path. You are standing at that kind of crossroads right now. The fire is coming, and you will either walk through it protected by God or walk into it unprepared. This is not meant to scare you. It's meant to bring clarity. It is truth wrapped in love. If you know in your heart that this is the truth God is speaking directly to you, then comment Amen. You can't afford to be casual or careless anymore. Not with your calling, not with your time, and definitely not with God. The same God who parted the Red Sea, shut the mouths of lions, and raised the dead is standing before you right now, waiting for your answer. You may feel unqualified. You may still be fighting doubts in your mind. But God doesn't need you to be fully ready. He just needs you to be willing. He wants to walk with you every day. He wants to speak to you again to guide your steps and fill your heart with a peace that can't be broken. But this kind of closeness with God doesn't come from praying once in a while or only when it's convenient. It comes through commitment. It comes from choosing Him, even when it's hard or costs you something. It comes from seeking Him when it would be easier to seek distractions or temporary pleasures. You don't need another sign. You already have the sign in front of you. Many people miss their moment because they wait for the perfect mood or feeling. But God doesn't move based on feelings. He moves based on truth, and His truth is right here, right now. He is telling you clearly, you can't keep ignoring me and expect to hear from me. If you want clarity, stay close. If you want breakthrough, listen carefully. If you want protection, surrender fully. The next season of your life will be defined either by obedience or by regret. If you choose God now, He will cover you. He will calm every storm in your life. He will stop every attack the enemy has planned. But if you ignore Him again, the silence you feel from God will be louder and heavier than anything you have ever faced before. And that silence will not bring confusion. It will simply be the absence of what you chose to reject. God is saying, I have already prepared the blessing for you. I have already made the way clear. I only need your yes, not tomorrow, not later, but right now. The doors you have been praying for are already opening behind the scenes. The healing you've been waiting for has already been released. The provision, restoration, and purpose are all moving forward. But the final release depends on your obedience, and you can't obey someone you're not listening to. You can't walk in the purpose God has for you if you keep walking away from the one who wrote that purpose. You've been distracted, you've been busy, you've been tired, but God has not moved away from you. He has remained right there, quiet, watching, waiting. He didn't leave you, you left him. But even now, he is ready to receive you back. He is ready to speak to you again and lead you out of the confusion and chaos you have been drowning in. You have cried out, God, why can't I hear you anymore? And he answers, because you keep skipping the very moments when I'm trying to speak to you. If your heart is saying, I will not skip you again, God, comment 10. This isn't about being religious or following rules. It's about being real, with God and with yourself. You need God more than ever, not just for a breakthrough or for the 777 million he has promised you, but because the weight of what is coming will be too heavy to carry without him. The temptations, the pressures, and the pain rising around you right now are not just coincidences. The enemy is trying to bury you before your blessing can be born. But God is standing right here in front of you saying, come under my protection. Come now. He will not force you. He will not beg you. But he will keep speaking to you until the silence you choose becomes louder than his voice. There is a reason you feel something shifting deep inside your spirit right now.